Well, finally happened. The company that pretty much paved the way for every single electric skateboard company out there is going under. There's probably a number of reasons why that they're in the position they're in right now. Personally, I've never owned a boosted board. I know a lot of people who do, but I have ridden on them multiple times. And I just gotta say, if you've ever stepped on one and felt how a boosted board rides, it's pretty easy to see how they were able to grow so large. Their boards, in my opinion, feel amazing, and much respect to what they have done in the last mile or personal vehicle transportation scene. They've sort of become the face of electric skateboards, like how someone would say, can I get a Kleenex to pretty much any facial tissue? The average person would probably call any electric skateboard a boosted board. Now, it hasn't officially 100% been confirmed that boosted boards is going out of business, but articles have come out about how they have laid off most of their staff, along with what pretty much is like a goodbye letter from boosted boards. And even after raising $75 million, things aren't looking so good for boosted. Now, I need you guys to know that I have no insider knowledge with what's going on in the company or anything like that, but we can speculate as to reasons why they're here. Number one, they were destroyed by 25% tariffs in the Trump-China trade war. That took a huge hit. 2 dozens of competitors have popped up. There are so many different electric skateboard companies out there, and a lot of them offer boards at a fraction of the price. Which brings me to number 3, barrier to entry to getting a boosted board is pretty high. It's easy to see how it's hard to justify spending $750 to $1,600 on a skateboard. Number 4, they made a scooter. Who knows the real reason? Maybe there's something else, or maybe it's a combination of all that stuff. I don't know. But it is possible we may never, ever get a new boosted board ever again. So today I went ahead and put together a list of alternatives in the event that you were sort of looking to get a boosted board, but because they're gone, you can't get one. Because at the moment of filming right now, their entire inventory is not available for purchase. I put together a list of boards that I believe are similar to how a boosted board would feel and ride. Some of them are pretty close, some of them are arguably even better than a boosted. But let's start things off small with the minis. Boosted has 2 variations of their mini boards, the Mini S and the Mini X, with basically the main difference between them being a bump in speed and the X having a bigger battery, so more range. The S has a top speed of 18 miles per hour with a max range of 7 miles, with the X going up to 20 with a 14-mile extended range battery. These boards are priced at $799 and $999 respectively. So what we're looking for in a mini is something in that mini cruiser board shape, along with dual belt drive motors. And that brings us to our first alternative, the Ownboard M1. This is a board that I've personally ridden. Most of the boards on this list are boards that I have ridden. If I haven't, I'll let you know. But this board can go up to 26 miles per hour, which is 6 miles faster than the Mini X, and I can personally confirm that that is true. And with the bigger 8.0 amp hour battery, you can go up to 13 to 15 miles. I think it's worth it to spring for the bigger battery because you get more mileage out of it, and with that, it's only $549. I feel like these things are getting cheaper and cheaper every day. It's not gonna have the exact same feel of a boosted board. The deck is shaped differently, but it does have the dual belt drive motors. You get that whir from those belts. It's a similar feeling, but I think that boosted has a better deck. But for something basic, I think the Ownboard would suffice. Not to mention it's faster and has more range, which is gonna be a common theme with the rest of these boards. The next mini alternative is gonna be the Vestar Mini electric skateboard. Again, it has dual motors like boosted, and this deck is actually very similar to the boosted mini decks, like eerily similar. The only difference I can see off the bat is that it has a carry handle, which honestly might be a bit more convenient. You can go 27 miles per hour with up to 14 miles of range. That's with the bigger battery, of course, that'll actually spring you about $629. Personally, I haven't ridden the Mini, but I have experience with their belt drive boards and their ESC, which controls accelerating and braking, and I can say it's smooth, so I have no doubts that this will be a pretty good ride too. Up next is Riptide, or specifically their R1X model. This is another cruiser board, dual belt drives like boosted. A little bit of a different look, kind of surfy, woody vibes, which is kind of cool. Riptide, Surftide, yeah, you know, branding. It goes 22 miles per hour and also has 14 miles of range. I have no experience riding Riptide at all, but my buddy Brandon, who owns a Riptide and a boosted, will go ahead and tell you a little something about that.
I'm eating out right now.
No.
Call you back in like an hour. Alright, the Riptide, like, I think the deck feels a lot better than the Riptide. It definitely feels like more of a skateboard than I believe like the boosted mini deck is kind of weird. I don't like how stiff and heavy it is, and it is lighter, so it feels really nice. And they've improved their ESC a lot, so it definitely feels like much nicer to ride now, and it just feels like a nice short board.
I'll let you go ahead and get back to dinner now with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Up next, we have the Meepo Mini 2 ER for extended range. This is probably one of my most favorite minis out on the market right now. Looks wise, very similar to a boosted mini. Specs wise, way up there. This thing can go up to 29 miles per hour, and it's probably the fastest mini board that I've ridden. It can actually get a little sketchy how fast it is with being such a small board. With the extended range battery, you can get up to 20 miles, probably in the high teens to 20s realistically, but that's a lot of range. Now the difference with this board is that instead of belt drives like a boosted, it's actually using hub motors, so it's gonna be a lot quieter. Hill climbing might be a little different, but still feels really good, to be honest. And it's priced at $629, which I think is a pretty good deal. Two honorable mentions. Number one, the Backfire Mini. This board is pretty sweet. It's very sleek. Backfire did a really good job designing it. It's a mini board, but I wouldn't say it's a boosted board alternative, but it's still pretty cool. It goes 26 miles per hour, has 9 to 11 miles of range, and has the option to get an airline approved battery for $100. So if you want to do traveling with a mini board, then this is an option that's out there. The Backfire Mini is priced at $599. And the last honorable mention is the Bustin YoFace 33 Hybrid. Is that right? Yeah, that's a funny name. This is a cool mini board because it feels and looks just like a skateboard. Like if you have skateboarding background and you like how street skateboards feel, then this is a cool electric mini board alternative because it's essentially a street deck with a motor on it. The Dualomo YoFace can go 24 miles per hour with 10 to 12 miles of range. Paris trucks and Bustin deck, so it's got some pretty good parts on there, and it's priced very reasonably at only $299. I was actually really surprised by that pricing, and it's a really fun board. All right, now let's go and move on to their longboards. Boosted has two models of their longboard. They have the Boosted Plus and the Boosted Stealth, with pretty much the main difference between them being the Stealth going 2 miles faster at 24 miles per hour, and the Plus going 22 miles. When it comes to alternatives to boosted longboards, we're looking for symmetrical flexy bamboo decks, and again, dual belt drive systems. And the first alternative I can think of is the Ownboard W2 with the 9.0 amp hour battery. Like boosted, the Ownboard has the dual belt drives, it has the flexi deck, but it gives you a bit more speed and a bit more range, going up to 28 miles per hour with what they claim is 16 miles of range, but I got like 20 plus miles of range on it. This thing's got some miles on there. Really fun board, and it's priced at $599 right now. Up next is the Wowgo 3/3X. This thing straight up looks like a boosted board. It's got the orange wheels, it's got the flexi deck. Just looking at it, it looks so similar to one, and it rides pretty smooth too. It goes up to 24 miles per hour, has 16 miles of range. I've only ridden the hub motor version, which I thought was a good ride. I can only imagine that their belt drive 3X version is just gonna be that much more like a boosted. And this board is priced at $749 right now. Now this next board is probably gonna be the most like a boosted board. Some may even say it's gonna be better than what boosted has actually come out with, and that's the Xwy Flex, the Flexway. I mean, just look at this thing. Look at it, it looks like a boosted. I haven't had the chance to ride my Xwy Flex yet, so I'll go ahead and let Daniel Kwan tell you a little bit about it.
There is one board that stands out among the rest as the absolute best alternative. That board is the Xwy Flex. Unlike most boards, the Boosted Stealth uses forged trucks that are CNC precision machined for greater durability and minimal slop. The Xwy Flex also uses forged and CNC machined trucks. In other words, Xwy Flex is the only boosted alternative that uses trucks that are on par or better than boosteds. Boosted is able to make improvements to your board after you've purchased it. As far as I know, Xwy's boards are the only boosted alternatives with this capability. Very few boards have brakes that feel as good as boosteds. The brakes are not only incredibly strong, they're also intuitive and work the way you'd expect. And if you want the brake control to become reverse, just like boosted, Xwy also gives you this option in their app. There's no question in my mind that the Xwy Flex is not only the best alternative, but also a much better board.
If you don't want to go with a belt drive system, there are literally dozens of hub motor board companies out there making electric skateboards, and they're skateboards, which is, I guess, an alternative to a boosted board. Most of them out there are pretty good. If they made it to market, they're fine. You just miss out on the fantastic no. That's it. of boosteds. Another option would be to DIY a dual belt drive system similar to a boosted board, or pseudo DIY with a electric skateboard conversion kit. Loaded, who Boosted Board used to partner with, actually came out with a collaboration with the Ride Unlimited skateboard kit, and that board is one of the smoothest, most high quality feeling setups that I've ridden. Like Loaded, Orangutan, Paris. Standing on those components, you can really feel the difference. Like I said, Boosted used to use Loaded parts, so you can kind of see this as being like their new cousin or something. The kit goes 26 miles per hour, has 13 miles of range, quick swappable battery, which is a constant you'll see in all of these skateboard kits. Premium riding experience, but it's a hub motor, so it's not gonna have that belt drive feel. Loaded Unlimited kit is going to be the priciest option here at $15.99, comparable to that of the Boosted Stealth. Another kit is the Revel kit. This is going to be a direct drive kit. With that, you can use actual longboard wheels, so you can throw the orange orangutans on there to get that boosted look. It goes 28 miles per hour. You get a range of 10 to 15 miles, hot swappable batteries for more range. I like this kit, okay? I think it's fun. The Revel kit is $699. If you go ahead and slap that on a 175 loaded Vanguard deck, you're gonna have a really close feel to what a boosted board is like with that flexiness, but with more speed and more range. Up next is the Mellow Kits, another bolt-on hub motor option. I have a lot of experience riding the Mellow. I think it's awesome because I can just take the battery, throw it in my bag, and throw my board and check bag and travel with it. It goes 25 miles per hour. You get up to 7 to 10 miles of range on there. And again, you can just slap this kit onto any loaded board and you can get that old school boosted board feeling. There are tons of options out there nowadays. So many electric skateboard companies. Like I said, there are tons of options to get you from point A to point B. And nowadays, it doesn't even have to be a skateboard. There's so many different wheeled personal transportation devices out there. Like, there are many, many alternatives to a boosted. I just listed a couple, but I hope you find the one that works for you. If you want to get a boosted board, sites like Best Buy still have a couple in stock, last I checked. And I'm sure you can find some secondhand on Craigslist pretty easily. I just hope that there's a dedicated user repair community for those loyal boosted fans out there, just in case the company does go under and disappears. I have a ton of respect for boosted board and really hope they figure something out. This was just a quick overview. For more comprehensive information, go ahead and look at my videos and my history, or some of my friends, Brandon and Daniel. We have a bunch of e-skate stuff for you to take a look at. I obviously can't name all the different variations and alternatives out there when it comes to electric skateboards replacing boosteds, so if you know of any good ones, leave them down in the comment section down below. So for those of you searching for a good alternative, go ahead and browse that. I'm sure that the community here is willing to help. And if you're in the market for a board and you're looking at reviews, my channel has a bunch of different reviews and riding vlogs, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, and join the Stoked squad. Thank you to my patrons once again for supporting this video. This video is brought to you by my lovely patrons. Thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. Till next time, guys. Stay stoked. I'm out. Peace. I'll let you go ahead and get back to dinner now with your girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. If you wanted me to redo it again like later, that's fine too.
Oh, no. This is perfect. We love low quality budget production here.
Alright.
Alright, man. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner.